It's time to communicate. Yeah, it's time to communicate. And I'm your platform partner. Yes, it's Jackson360, and this is communication skills that are worth millions. And I'm going to show you, Toastmasters, today, how you can close your meetings, end your meetings strong, persuasive, where you can recruit and do it the way that a $1 million salesperson would on the stage and not come off like a salesperson. First of all, you need to subscribe to this page. This type of information, you're not going to get from any other Toastmaster. You only see this type of stuff given out on the highest level of sales, recruitment. This is things that I've done in my business. And I've done this as a recruiter, a college recruiter, as a sales platform speaker, and on so many different areas, even working in a Cook County jail and working with people, speaking to them when I worked there for years before I was a Toastmaster. I want you to understand this. This is a sales process. Let's not get this confused. So many Toastmasters make the mistake of thinking that Toastmasters is just, oh, we just want to be friendly. Let me tell you something. The fact that you are on that stage, you are obligated to help people the best way you can. And most people that are sitting in front of you, they have sold themselves to procrastinate, which is the reason why many of them have not joined yet. So you want to learn how to get out of their own way, and so that way they are not only start, but they stay committed by seeing your sales process, seeing your testimony. All right. So first, I'm going to help give you at least 3 different things I want to give you to close this meeting. First and foremost, it is the power of your testimony. All right. A testimony is really your journey, the journey that you went through, your before and after. All right, people want to hear that when you first got started, why you got started, and the transformation. So for example, with me, people are shocked to hear that my reason for joining Toastmasters in 2010 on January 1st was primarily to pay my rent. People say, why would you join Toastmasters to pay your rent? And I just tell them the story of how when my landlord, and this is true story, my landlord knocked on my door in the middle of the winter, and in Chicago, I'm in my studio apartment. I was 6 months behind rent. My landlord said, hey, you know, you're 6 months behind. We can take you to court, but we want to work with you. What are you going to do? I said, I'm going to become a Toastmaster, because I knew by doing that and joining those contests, I would become more confident, get out my fear zone, my comfort zone, and then hopefully be a better salesperson. That was my logic behind it. I knew I had to become more persuasive and self-confident. So and then I tell people the before and after of now I'm more confident. Now I have books, I'm an author, I'm a salesperson, and I show them the transformation. And of course I make it brief, but that's first. Before you even close your meeting, you want to you want somebody to be given a before and after story. All right. Second is making the formality. Now this is what most clubs understand. They have a good formal meeting. However, the problem is this is the only thing they have. It's like, it's very technical, it's very formal, and people like that. People like the structure and you being on time. And we get so many people that say, I love the structure you guys had. But let me tell you something, that same thing people loved when they first signed up can become boring very fast as well. So I want you to keep in mind, when you got people that have been members for 3 months, if they've seen the same structure over and over again, they can get bored. So you have to resell them. You got to resell yourself, in fact. So don't get too caught up in just doing the same old structure. You got to throw things to spicing it up to re-engage people. That's another video. I'll talk about that probably on another video. But let's get down to the third thing, all right? The third thing, the most important thing, is the close. The close. So here's how the close works. First of all, you should always be closing. ABC, always be closing. That means from the beginning of the meeting, when you first see someone, when they come in and you're talking to them and you're engaging with them, you know, your special winning attitude team, and you're saying, hey, what brought you out here today? Like, you're already closed. One way that you want to close, keep this in mind, always position yourself like you are of value. Don't be thirsty. Like, imagine it's a date. You don't want to, hey, let me get this for you. Hey, how can I help you? Hey, let me do this for you. If you're doing too much of that, too easy, too fast, you're repulsing people. They're like, hold on, why are you so thirsty? They may not say that, but that's what they're feeling subconsciously. But if you have posture, like you don't really need them, and you it's an application process, you may not accept them, people value your club more. So if you're asking them questions like, so what makes you think that you would be a good fit for this club? Simple question. What makes you think you would be a good fit for this club? Give me 3 reasons why why BLT or our club is a good club for you. What do you think you could bring to our club? All right, those are the type of questions you want to ask. And I'm not saying like you be a asshole about it. Like, don't be mean. You be nice, but ask these real questions to make people think. And when you ask them, that people will respect you. Okay, but let's get down to the close, the real close, because that's called the trial close. The trial close. That means you ask people early. When you first see them, hey, how did you like getting here today? Okay, could you see yourself on stage speaking right now? Okay, and then let them say yeah. Ask them questions they'll say yeah to, and assume and act as if they would already be doing it. Like, hey, yeah, could you see yourself putting together a presentation like this? Could you see yourself being a Toastmaster? These are trial closes, and that way you're testing their temperature to see their interest level. You can do this early when you're first meeting the people and they're in the room. Now let's say the Toastmaster is up there towards the end of the meeting. This is the part what the video is really about. Sorry for taking so long. So the Toastmaster goes on stage and he starts talking, he's giving his spiel. And you want to say, listen, there's 3 types of people that normally come to this meeting. He said, tell them, this is what I say. So you can use something like this. And I'll say, listen, I've been to hundreds of Toastmasters meetings all across the world. And what I've noticed is people typically, when they don't join because of 3 reasons. They don't join because of 1, they don't understand it. 2, they feel like maybe they don't have enough time. Or 3, they feel like maybe it doesn't work. Okay, well, let's just address those really quick. So these are called objections. Let me address your objections. And then, first of all, that first objection that people may have is they don't understand it. Well, Toastmasters is simple. We train you how to become a better leader and speaker at our meetings, and we help you through the process. Boom, that answers that. Second concern people have. That second concern may be people think they don't have enough time. Well, let me tell you something. Toastmasters is very flexible. There's over 200 clubs in our area, and we meet on these days, and we make it very easy and flexible for you if you can meet on these days. If that doesn't work for you, we can recommend another club. Boom. Address the second thing. All right. And then third is people don't believe that it works. Well, that's one, that's an interesting one, but documentation beats conversation. And I can show you some publications. Let me show you the Toastmaster magazine, or better yet, I'll show you some other magazines, some other examples of successful Toastmaster people who came from Toastmasters. And because then you show them that. Now, you don't have to do all of that, but I'm just giving you some extra game right now. You could address the objections, but here's what you do want to do. You can say, listen, there's 3 types of people. I've given this meeting a lot of times. There's usually 3 types of people. The first type of person that comes to these meetings is the person that says, you know what, Jackson, I came to this meeting and I think it was interesting, but I don't think this is for me. For whatever reason, it's not for me. But you know what? I know some other people that may enjoy this, and I can refer someone. That's person number 1. The person that's not for them, but you got a referral. Second type of person is saying, you know what? I like this club. I want to join, but I got a few questions. Can I get somebody to answer my questions? And then I'll be happy to join once I get my questions answered. That's number 2. The third type of person is the person that says, when I first walked in, listen, I was ready to sign up at the beginning of the meeting. I've already filled out my application, or I need one. I'm ready to start up right now. I don't have any questions. I just want to get started. That's the number 3. We love those people. So we're going to end our meeting, and we want to, whoever you speak with, let them know, are you a number 1, number 2, or 3? And we just want to thank you for coming out, and boom, we conclude the meeting. Now, what happens is the SWAT team, I talk about the SWAT team at the end of the video, these are the special teams, they approach the guests and they say, hey, so are you a 1? Hey, what's up, Charlene? Are you a number 1, 2, or 3? And they may say, hey, I'm a 3. If a person tells you they're a 3, immediately get them signed up. Get them the application. Don't do any extra talking. Get them that application. Boom. If a person says they're a 2 and they got questions, hey, what are your questions? and try to answer those questions right then and there. Because the goal is to get them to sign that application up right there, okay? And then lastly, if you're a person number one and that means you're not interested, okay, well listen, you got any referrals? You know, you don't even ask them, you don't gotta ask them. I mean, you can ask and say, well, why aren't you interested? If you want to, you can ask them that. Or you don't have to, you know, that just depends on the feeling and the vibe. But if they feel like they're not interested, hey, you got a referral, someone else that you refer, let's get your email list anyway, and we're gonna put you on our list. We're just gonna, you know, want to stay in tune with you in case something changes. Boom, 1, 2, and 3. So that's how you close those meetings. You get people amped up. I'm trying to tell you, this is very effective. I don't have to convince you because this works. It works. And then you don't come up like a salesperson, because remember, professionals, they don't convince people. They just sort through people. And they sort, hey, are you interested or not? If you're not interested, hey, what's your concern? And that's all you gotta go through. So with that being said, I hope this video helps you. Like this page, subscribe to the page, grow your goals, grow your Toastmaster goals. And remember, man, it's time to communicate. So let's do it in that order. Place your order. I am Jackson 360, your platform partner, your hustling homie, the one and only. Yeah.